This is still lesson 9, moves in parallel, unit 1. This is activity 2, so 9.2, which is parallel lines. So now we're going to look at what happens to these parallel lines when they're transformed, either translated, rotated, or reflected. So what happens to them? Okay, the first one is a translation. And in the book, it said to translate this up 3 units. I miscalculated and translated them up both 2 units. It doesn't really matter. Translate them up 2 units, and to the right 2 units, they remain parallel, but just further away from line H, if you're going to compare them to line H in this case. Okay, rotation. I moved point K in a little bit because when you rotate, and I also wanted to place point A and point B here. So I want you to see where they go when you rotate these 2 parallel lines. So remember that if K is the center of rotation, so if you draw a line from A through K, an equal distance on the other side, that's where the corresponding point for A is going to go. So A prime is going to end up right there, and B prime, so this is 180 degree rotation, B prime is going to just stay right on the same line, but it's going to be an equal distance away from the center of rotation on the opposite side. So B prime is going to end up here if I call these points A prime and B prime. Okay, so you rotate them, and this is where A prime goes, and so line A turns out to be this orange line here. So it rotates all the way around and lands here on this line. Line B remains the same. And if I add another couple points so that you can see what's going on, so I just added 2 more points, and if this point on line A rotates 180 degrees, it's still on line A, but it's exactly an equal distance in the opposite direction through K on the other side, so it lands here. And if I fill these in, it's a little bit easier to see what's going on with the rotation if I fill these figures in a little bit. So where is this orange triangle going to go, and where is this green triangle going to go? And so the orange triangle is going to remain the same. It's going to end up right here. The green triangle is also going to remain the same, but it's going to end up, the orange triangle is going to end up here. And the green triangle is going to remain the same and end up here. So you rotate them around. The orange triangle, so this is line A right here, and this is A prime. So it's moved down here. And line B has remained the same. And this triangle has just rotated around to right here. We're going to do a lot of these. Okay, what about a reflection? So you have to, for a reflection, you're going to move all the points on line A at over the line of reflection and perpendicular to that line of reflection, so at a 90 degree angle. So it's going to move this way, and you just have to find out where that line of reflection is. And that line of reflection is going to be the, H is the line of reflection, sorry. So you're going to move line A in a perpendicular direction, an equal distance on the other side. So you have to find out what a perpendicular direction is, or a right angle. So I'm going to draw right angles just along this line here. So 2 points on A and 2 points on B. And so now I know where they go through the line of reflection. So now I just get rid of the extra parts of the line. So I know that it's an equal distance on the other side. So this distance from this point to this point has to be an equal distance on the other side. This has to be an equal distance on the other side, this one, and this one. So they all have to be an equal distance on the other side, and just place the points and connect them. So B is going to go to B prime. So now notice that when B gets reflected, it's still the closest line to H, the line of reflection. So it doesn't go as far. Whereas when A gets reflected, it goes farther because it's farther away. it's going to end up farther away when it gets reflected from the line of reflection, which is H. So this is what happens to parallel lines. In every case, the lines remained parallel, but in this case, they switched positions, and also they switched positions. They were on opposite sides on the rotation as well. The translation, they moved farther away in parallel, but they remained the same relative position to H. All right, so translations, rotations, reflections of parallel lines.